All right, 7.2, we're going to talk dilations. So earlier this year, we talked about transformations, which included translations or slides, reflections, which were flips, and rotations, which were turns. There was one transformation that we left out at that time, which was dilations. So we're going to dive into that now because it fits better into this similarity unit. But a dilation is an enlargement or a reduction. So the size of the shape is actually going to change. Unlike the other three, they didn't. So 7.2, let's dive into dilations. Okay. So dilation, center of dilation is the point from where we make the dilation happen, and a scale factor. So those are the two important parts here. Center of dilation and scale factor. Okay. C is the center of dilation. N is the scale factor. A dilation has two different types. There's an enlargement, which, right, obviously gets larger, or a reduction in which the shape gets smaller. So the shape itself isn't changing. The orientation doesn't change, so we're not turning it or flipping it at all. We're just getting bigger or getting smaller. Just like with translations, rotations, and reflections, we have a pre-image and an image. Same concept. The pre-image is the original. We have used capital letters. The image is the new polygon after the dilation, and we see those prime marks that you can see on these letters here. So again, we're going pre-image to image, and in most of these pictures, the pre-image you're going to see as black, and the image you're going to see as blue. So you're always going from black to blue. All right, so here's two examples of dilations and with the notation, right? So this first one is an enlargement. Remember, pre-image is the black, image is the blue. So because my scale factor is 2, it's getting bigger, right? So a scale factor, if n is greater than 1, it's going to be an enlargement. So even if it's 1.5, 1.25, as long as it's greater than 1, it's going to get bigger. Okay, and this is what my notation would look like, right? My scale factor is 2 because each length is doubling in size. You can see the 2 here to the 4 here. I'm multiplying by 2. And then A is my center of dilation because it's just staying at that point. In my second example, we have a reduction. So again, we're starting with the black shape and we're going to the blue shape. Black is the pre-image, blue is the image. This is a reduction. Again, center is C here. It's in the center. Scale factor is 1/4. So if your scale factor is between 0 and 1, meaning a fraction or a decimal less than 1, then it is going to be a reduction. And again, here is what your notation looks like. So scale factor is 1/4. Again, you can see the 2 to the 8. So I'm going from a length of 8 to a length of 2. It's getting smaller. Center of dilation is C, and then the shape FEGH. All right, so let's look at this first one. Multiple choice, we're starting easy. Is D NX for triangle XTR an enlargement or a reduction? Okay, so a couple things. We did talk about we're going to go from black to blue. If you forgot that, look at the letters. The black letters have no prime marks. The R have prime marks. So again, that's another sign we're going from black to blue. So we're getting bigger. Okay, so right away I'm going to cross off these two because reduction means we're getting smaller. If I'm going from this little guy, this pre-image, to the bigger triangle, that's an enlargement. We just have to figure out, are we increasing by 2 or by 3? So if I take 8, which is the image, over the pre-image length, right? So that would be 8/4. That gives me a scale factor of 2, so the answer would be A. It's an enlargement, scale factor of 2. So this image over pre-image, we're going to keep in mind because that's going to help us find the scale factor for these. Pages back, I said image to pre-image. All right, let's look at a couple more examples. So here we're just deciding Is it an enlargement or a reduction? Again, blue polygon is dilated image of black polygon. So black to blue. So if I'm looking at this one, here's my pre-image. That is getting smaller, so this would be a reduction. Okay, 14, again, black is the pre-image. It is getting bigger, so that's an enlargement. 15, black, again, to blue, we're getting bigger, so another enlargement. So that's all we have to do for those. We're not finding the scale factor or anything like that. Or two, right? Okay, now this one, right? So same idea. The blue polygon is a dilated image of the black polygon. So we're going from black to blue. Determine if the dilation was an enlargement or reduction, and then write out the dilation in the form D scale factor center of dilation. Okay, so first we have to figure out, is an enlargement or reduction? If I look at 7, I'm going from black to blue, so I'm getting bigger, so that's an enlargement. Okay, and then remember on this last, so the image is 6, the pre-image is 4. Now I simplify that, right? So that would be 3 over 2 or 1.5. You could use either 3/2 or 1.5. So I'm going to say D 1.5, and then the center would be this point A. And so I don't have a shape name, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay, next one, again, black to blue, so I'm getting bigger. Black is smaller than the blue. It's an enlargement. Pre-image, which is 9 over image, or sorry, image over pre-image. I'm sorry, I wrote it right, I said it wrong. So that is a scale factor of 3. 9 divided by 3 is just 3. So again, D scale factor is 3. My center of dilation here is this C. So there is my notation. Okay, another one here. Again, black to blue, still getting larger, so another enlargement. But now we have to be careful about the sides. Okay, so I'm going image. If I look at this whole length, right, I can't just put the 2 because this whole length is the 2 plus the 4. So that is 6. And then the black, this part is just 4, right? So 6 over 4 again. We get tripped up on that one because we just see this 2 and we want to use that. However, if we don't use the 6 and we use that 2, our answer is going to be off. So we said that that's 3 over 2, which is 1.5. So again, D, scale factor of 1.5, and our center of dilation is point R. All right, so that's about it for dilations. All you'll have to do, we will look at these more in class, but that's enough to get started.